Hey guys, welcome back to Suburban Warfare with Shadespire Campaign. I'm Andrew.
I'm Peter.
And if you guys are following us along the campaign, you would have just seen the first two scenarios. And as you would have seen, we've gone 1-1.
Yep.
And I was able to win the first one, but only with a minor victory. And then Peter actually ended up tabling me in the second one. So now we are on to the third battle plan, which is called, the battle plan is called Fragile Cargo, but in the Shadespire campaign it is known as
The Ancient Warlord.
The Ancient Warlord. We will explain what's happening when we talk about the table that we've set up, and right now it's really close.
Yeah.
He has, we're going to talk about the warbands in a bit, but they're both pretty evenly matched.
For the most part.
Yes. So we will go ahead and recap the warbands and then explain the scenario, and then we'll deploy, and then we'll play. So, without further ado, let's check out the warbands.
Alright guys, so here is the Skaven side. We still have our good old Warlock Meek, his 2 clan rats, and his 2 storm vermin. But now, as a recap of last time, we do have that new rat ogre. He's got the warp fire gun, which is going to be a lot of help considering it's got 16-inch range. It's going to be hard to hit anything with a 5 up to hit. He's most likely going to be the carrier of the Fragile Cargo, so we'll see how this goes. Alright, let's check out Drew's stuff.
And here we have the updated list for our Order warband. As always, we have our Skink Star Priest equipped with the Mask of Horror and the Command Ability Crusader, which allows him to reroll charges. And from the beginning, we do have the Saurus Knight Alpha, the Saurus Warrior Alpha, and the Saurus Warrior with Stardrake Icon. And the 3 Dwarden Thunderers with the Captain with the Brace of Pistols. And a Pterodon Rider Alpha, and his newest ally, another Pterodon Rider. So we'll see what these guys are going to do in the upcoming scenario. Let's check out the table. Here is the table we have set up for our third battle plan, Fragile Cargo. As a part of the Shadespire campaign, you'll notice the black dice outlining areas that we are going to deploy into. What happens in this scenario is that the winner of the last scenario, which was Peter,
Hi there.
is going to be the carrier of the cargo, presumably the artifacts that we dug up in the last scenario, and his objective is to go ahead and get that cargo off of the other side of the map, and he's going to start in there. And on this little sliver of land is where the interceptors are going to deploy, and that's going to be me. And we will explain how we deploy and who deploys in just a second. First, we want to talk about the scenery that we've set up as well.
Alright, so going in a kind of clockwise fashion, we've got this little coliseum along with this little forest. They're both enchanted with Enchanted. At the beginning of the hero phase, we roll a die on a 3 or more. You can re-roll failed wound rolls for that model until your next hero phase.
That's within 3 inches, correct?
That's within 3 inches, yes. And over there in the interceptor starting area, we've got Emboldening. You get to go ahead and re-roll Battle Shock tests, which is great, especially if you've got Battle Shock of 10, right, Drew?
Yeah.
Bravery of 10.
That worked out well last time.
This one is Cursed. That means on just starting in your hero phase on a roll of 1, you just roll a d6. On a roll of 1, you get an automatic mortal wound.
Within 3 inches, correct?
Within 3 inches. Same as any other little old terrain feature. And then finally we've got this terrain feature over here. It's Crumbling. It's a crumbling tree. You roll a dice each time one of your models runs or charges within 1 inches of this terrain feature. On a roll of 1, that model is slain and removed from the board. So, unlike the other ones where it's a usual 3-inch bubble, this is just a 1-inch bubble, or on top of it.
Now, the objective of this game, like I said before, is to get the cargo across the table and successfully off. In order to, for the bearer, which will be Peter, in order to win a major victory, the bearer of his cargo needs to exit my table edge by the end of the 6th battle round to achieve a major victory. If he is within my deployment zone, which is the 6 inches by my table edge, by the end of the 6th battle round holding the cargo, he does receive a minor victory. Now, if I keep him outside of my zone in this area, but he still holds the cargo, I only receive a minor victory. But if at the end of the 6th battle round the cargo is still out here, with no bearer, I receive a major victory. But if the cargo makes its way into the deployment zone and it has no bearer, it is a draw. And as always, a table counts as a major victory.
Major.
So, what's going to happen next is Peter, being the bearer, is going to go ahead and nominate one person to be the bearer of the cargo.
Right now it's actually in between two, but I am actually going to go ahead and go with my warlock. He's going to be the bearer.
All right, so now the bearer has a unique set of rules. The bearer cannot run or charge in any time. However, it can shoot, cast magic since it's his hero, pile in, and make combat attacks as normal. Now, if the bearer, by any means, is slain, the cargo gets placed within 3 inches of the bearer, and then can only be picked up at the end of the next movement phase by moving another model within 1 inch of the cargo. And then he declares that the cargo is then picked up, and that new model becomes the bearer. And that's kind of how that works.
Exactly.
And my job is basically just it's like a fun game of capture the flag. So now that we have the warlock as the bearer, what's going to happen is Peter is going to go ahead and set up his bearer in the center of the map, and then deploy in the center of his deployment zone, and then deploy the rest of his army, and then I will deploy after that per the rules. So we'll be back right after that. Alright, here we have completed deployment. As you can see, the order is deployed in their interceptor zone, ready to kind of take on the advancing Skaven who are trying to get their cargo and get out of Dodge. And over here we have the Skaven deployed in a nice tight clump. The ogre is kind of bodyguarding the warlock who's guarding the cargo, and he's going to try and move it out. And then some front runners that kind of maneuver the enemy. Now, as per the campaign, the bearer of the cargo gets to choose who gets the first turn. So, that being said, Peter, what'll it be?
Let's give it to order.
Alright guys, so this is going to be order, turn 1. Alright, so for the first turn of order, this is going to be my hero phase. What I would like to do with my King Star Priest is naturally my command ability Crusader. Anybody within 6 inches of him will get to re-roll their charges. And on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and give his Serpent Staff to this Thunderer over here. Serpent Staff, wound rolls of 6, deal double damage. And then I'm going to cast Mystic Shield. And I'm going to cast it onto my Swords Knight Alpha. This is going to be a casting value of 6. It goes off just barely. Now, by default, he is not within 18 to unbind.
Yep.
So my Swords Knight Alpha now gets Mystic Shield. +1 to his save. Alright, that's going to be my exciting hero phase. We'll be right back after I move everybody. Alright, so that's going to be the movement phase. My Pterodon Riders are going out to kind of flank. My Saurus just kind of moved up. Everybody ran, except he ran, if you believe it. And these guys just did their regular move, 4 inches. My King Star Priest stayed put. So now we're going to go on to shooting. Let me just double check, see if these guys have a 16-inch range. And we are just outside of that. So, I have no shooting, everybody ran and charged. And that's going to be the end of the turn. So now we're going to go on to Chaos, turn 1.
Alright guys, here we are with Skaven turn 1. We're going to have to go ahead and start out with my Cursed. Because of the way that it started off the rounds, my Warlock has to be within 3 inches of this little terrain feature. So let's go ahead and roll a d6. On a roll of 1, he takes a mortal wound. 5. We're okay. Thank goodness. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and do all of this ensorceling right over here. On a roll of 3 up, these guys are each going to go ahead and get a reroll to their hit rolls.
Wound.
To wound, yes. So let's go ahead and start off with my Storm Vermin Captain. He's got a 4. He's going to get an extra reroll to wound. Let's go ahead and go with my regular Clan Rat. He's also going to get a reroll to wound. Let's go ahead and go with my Clan Rat Captain. He is not going to get a reroll to wound. And then my Storm Vermin Flag Bearer. He is not going to get a reroll to wound, and he is also within 3 inches, so he's going to get a reroll to wound.
So it's these front two?
Those front two and
Rat
my
Ogre.
They get to go ahead and reroll to wounds. And I'm going to go ahead and do some magics. So let's go ahead and... You're outside of 18 inches, that's right. Let's go ahead and bring up Mystic Shields. Let's go ahead and see where that goes. It's on a 6.
7 on a 5,
5.
technically. Okay.
But it goes off. You're obviously outside of range to cancel, and you couldn't cancel because that's technically a 13. Wow. Okay, keep on rolling like this, Meek. So I'm going to go ahead and place my Mystic Shield on my Storm Vermin Captain, because you tend to always single him out. Either him or my Clan Rat Captain, but let's go with my Storm Vermin Captain. So that is my hero phase. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Popping reserves of courage, just in case. And that's gonna be it. We're gonna move on to movement phase, and we will be right back after that. Okay, so here's the end of the movement phase. We just did a kind of a scurry over to here. We're just going to go ahead and move on to the shooting phase. Obviously, I can't shoot with my Warlock because he's unfortunately out of range. But I am going to go ahead and shoot with my Ogre. He is going to go ahead and shoot at this Pterodon Rider. So on a 5 up, it hits. Ha! Nope. Alright, that's shooting. Since it's swooping, I have no charges to declare, so that's going to be the end of Skaven turn 1. So let's go ahead and go on to the initiative test. What do we got? 3 and a 6.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Alright, I took a look at what was going on, and I think that I am going to take the first turn of round 2. So we're going to go on to turn 2 order. Alright, so at the beginning of my turn, I'm going to, because I can only give the Serpent Staff to someone within 8 inches, I'm going to keep it on this Thunderer. So he gets, again, the 6s cost double damage. And we are going to do my enchanted rolls. I have one guy here, so on a 3+ gets to reroll wounds. So my Alpha will get to reroll wounds. And my Saurus Warrior Alpha over here will get to reroll wounds. And the Star Drake Icon will get to reroll wounds.
No more.
So now we're going to go ahead and to my hero phase. And in my hero phase, I'm going to use Crusader. I'm going to try and get him into range of them to be able to reroll. My objective is to get these guys into combat and him to kind of cause some damage, hopefully. So.
Not unlike last time.
Right. So now I'm going to go ahead and try and cast Mystic Shield again. Goes off on a 6. That's an 8. And
Wonderful.
Still out of range. And I'm going to give that to my Saurus Alpha. My Saurus Warrior Alpha. So that's the end of my hero phase, and I'm going to be back after we move. Okay, so at the end of the movement phase, I achieved some stuff that I wanted to do. My Alpha flew over them this way. My Saurus Knight and my Pterodon Rider moved to flank. This guy's still lumbering forward, and the Thunderers moved into striking position. Got my Skink Star Priest in range to reroll charges on them. So we'll see if the dice are helping me out this time around. So shooting, here's what's going to happen. Well, kind of technically at the end of the movement phase. He's going to unleash his deadly cargo. He flew over them, and he's going to drop the bomb. on the Storm Vermin Captain. On a 4+, suffers D3 mortal wounds. So 4+ is basically an auto kill. There it is.
Okay. So that's unfortunate.
So the Storm Vermin suffers just one mortal wound, but enough.
Yeah.
And then what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and shoot. I'm going to shoot the banner guy. I have a 5-inch range on the bola. A successful hit to the bola generates D6 wound rolls, and which I get to reroll that. And the Saurus, the Pterodon Rider Alpha, also has +1 to hit on his missile weapons. And so that is going to be a 3 to hit, and then 4s to wound.
Rerolling.
Rerolling. So let's see if we get the 3 to hit. That's the hit.
It's a hit.
Now we get D6 wound rolls. 2.
2.
Alright, I get to reroll these. I need 4s to wound. Double 1s. So
Okay, do that again.
That's
2 and a
double
2.
2s. There we go.
How was that shooting, Drew?
It was great.
Wonderful. Okay.
So
Thunderers?
now my Thunderers, this guy's gonna shoot at, is this your Claw Leader?
Yep, that's my claw leader
Let's
right
shoot at
there.
him. I need 4/3, -1 rend. Nope. And then the
That's a
next
2.
guy's gonna shoot at him, 4/3. No.
And that's a 3.
Awesome. Good shooting. So now we're going to move on to my charge phase. These guys are going to declare charges. My Saurus Warrior Alpha is going to charge. 6.
Can you cut it?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Barely.
So he's going to go into here. Whoop. And my Star Drake icon is going to charge as well. 7, which will do it. So I completed my charge moves, and now we're going to go on to the combat phase. My Saurus Warrior Alpha is going to go ahead and swing at this guy right here. And he has his club, which is going to be on 4s and 3s, and he gets 2 attacks with that. And he gets to reroll 2 wounds. So I need 4s. 2 hits, 3s to wound, re-rolling. That's 2 wounds.
2 wounds on my clan rat.
Yes.
He's got a 6-up usually, but since it's just 1 damage, it's going to be a 5-up. So we've got 2 5-up saves, hopefully. Nope, that's 2 4s.
All right, so there goes
he's
the
dead.
clan rat, and now you will go ahead and get the chance to swing.
All right, so we're just going to be right back. I got to double check distances. All right, so I've got my claw leader inside of 3 inches of his Star Drake icon. So I'm going to have him pile in and swing. So he's going to do his 2 attacks at 4 up, 4 up. That's a 4 and a 6, 2 hits, and 1 wound.
And a 5 up.
Okay, 6.
So now he's going to swing at the Storm Vermin.
Okay.
He gets 1 attack, sorry. 4/3 re-rolling to wound, and then he has his bite. Nope. So now we're going to the bite. I need a 5. Nope.
So now we've got my 2 attacks. Yes, my 2 attacks with my Storm Vermin's Rusty Halberd at 4/3. So it's going to be going on the little Star Drake icon. 4. Nope. That's unfortunate. All right. That was a great combat. Got anything else to do, Drew?
That's going to be it. But now you did have reserves of courage, so your bravery is now 7, but you did lose 2.
Yes.
So you are D6 minus 5. So if you roll a 6,
1 runs.
yes.
So let's see what I get. That's a 6. I'm going to go ahead and use my reroll. My 1 reroll that I get per game. There you go. So we're good. I have no more rerolls. That means that I have to just hope that the dice favor me for the rest of the game like that. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to Skaven. Turn 2. Alright, so we're going to start off with the Skaven hero phase. We've got 2 guys within 3 inches of these enchanted ruins. So let's go ahead and start off with my Claw Leader. On a 3-up, he gets to reroll wounds. Yep, And then my Storm Vermin, same thing, 3 up, gets to reroll wounds. Yep. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and pop Reserves of Courage on my Warlock. And then I've got my Magic. So let's go ahead and do my Warp Lightning. I'm gonna go ahead and power it up, so it's gonna be Strengthened Warp Lightning. If it fails, then my Warlock takes a mortal wound, so hopefully it doesn't fail. I need to roll a 4 because of my Cursed Tome. Oh, wish me luck, guys. Oh, barely. Alright, it goes off. So I get to go ahead and choose one guy that's going to take an automatic d6. Drew cannot stop me because he is outside of 18. We pre-measured that. Let's go ahead and do 6 damage onto your alpha right there. 5. That's enough.
It's enough to be super dead.
Yes. Alright, that is all of my hero phase, so we're just going to go ahead and do some movement, and we'll see you after that. Alright, so that's going to be the end of my movement phase. As you can see, my banner Storm Vermin actually retreated for combat. He's got a special rule that any other Storm Vermin within 6 inches, if you retreat from combat, you can go ahead and run into another combat, which is always good. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to my shooting phase. I'm actually going to have my Warlock shoot his Warpfire Pistol, or War Stone Pistol, something like that, into Drew's Saurus Knight Alpha. So 3 up to hit. That's a 2. That's not it. Alright, that's unfortunate. So we're gonna go ahead and have my Rat Ogre shoot. Let's have him shoot at the alpha right over there. So on a 5 up it hits. Hey, that's a hit. And on a 3 up it wounds. No. Okay, great. Alright, that's the end of my shooting phase. I'm going to declare a couple of charges. Let's have my Storm Vermin charge. Let's see how much he runs. 6 inches. Alright, so he's going to run into this little guy right here. And then I'm going to have my Rat Ogre go ahead and charge as well. He charges 10 inches. Ooh. So he's going to go ahead and charge on over to here. Hey there, buddy. And let's go ahead and start off with the regular combat. I'm going to have my Rat Ogre go ahead and swing first at Drew's Alpha right there. 3 guys within 8 inches, so we're going to go ahead and roll for them. My Rat Ogre, or Unpredictable Destruction, that's what it is. Nope. Because he is a Rat Ogre and he charges this turn, he gets an extra little ability, Rabid Fury, that allows me to get an additional attack on any roll of 6 or more during my attack roll. So he gets 4 attacks with a 4 up to hit and a 3 up to wounds. So let's see how this goes. 4 to hit, that's 2 hits, but they're 2 6s, so they generally automatically generate 2 extra wounds because of Rabid Fury. And there's 1 more, and then 3 up to wounds. 1 wound. Alright, at a -1 run, but you don't care.
And I got Mystic Shield, so this is a 4 up save. Like a boss.
Okay.
Okay, so since your Storm Vermin is buffed, I'm going to go ahead and swing with my Saurus Knight Alpha. He has 3s and 3s with his club. And let's see what we get. 2 hits. 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
No rend.
No rends. So I've just got the regular 2 4-up saves. So let's see. Oh, that's a 6 and a 2. So he's gonna die. Alright, now we've got my Claw Leader, so he's gonna go ahead and attack your Star Drake icon. It's on my Claw Leader. Nope. On 4 up, 4 up.
Rerolling to wound.
Rerolling to wound because he is enchanted. So that's a hit. And 4 to wound. That's a wound.
And I just have my regular 5-up save on him. That's a 4. So my Star Drake icon goes down. No.
Wonderful.
My Alpha's going to go. He has 2 attacks, 4s and 3s. He is actually he's piled into the ogre, so it's gonna attack him. 4s and 3s, re-rolling the wound. No hits.
Awesome.
And this vicious bite and Star Drake shield on a 5. No.
Awesome.
All right.
That's a 2, people, not a 3. All right, so that's going to be the end of Skaven turn 2. We're going to go ahead and do our initiative tests. Let's see what we got here. That's 2 2s. That's definitely a 2, people. All right, so let's try this again. 5 and a 6.
All right, we're going to go on to order. Turn 3. Okay, so at the beginning of turn 3 for the order, I'm going to go ahead and keep the Serpent Staff on this Thunderer over here. And for magic, I am actually going to cast Arcane Bolt. I need a 5-up. That's a 9.
That's a 9, wonderful. So I need to show a 10 in order to spell it. That's an 11, people. Wonderful, dispelled.
Neat.
Yay.
So we're gonna go ahead and do enchanting rolls, which should have done beforehand, but whatever. This guy over here, re-rolling wounds. The guy next to him, re-rolling wounds. Skink Star Priest, re-rolling wounds.
Oh boy.
Thunderer Captain, re-rolling wounds. Swords Warrior Alpha, re-rolling wounds.
Wow. Why couldn't I have this luck?
All right, so that's the end of my hero phase. Oh, I'm gonna pop Crusader, probably not charging with these guys, but it's always fun to have at home. And we're gonna go ahead and do some moves. All right, that completes our movement phase. The Knight and the Pterodon closed in on the Warlock, and then my Thunderers just kind of moved into position to shoot. And here's the deal, guys. All my Thunderers are going to shoot at the Ogre, and my Pterodon's going to shoot at the Warlock, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so these two, I'm going to just speed roll. They're both going to shoot at him.
Okay.
And this is going to be 4s and 3s, re-rolling the wound. That's 2 hits.
2 hits.
And, these do have to be separate now. Because this is 6s cause double damage.
Right, because of Serpent Staff.
Yes, so this is for him. Re-rolling to wound.
That's a wound. Alright.
And then the next guy.
Re-roll not a wound, but you can re-roll it.
3 to wound. Double 1.
Nope.
Alright, so that's -1.
-1 modifier, so he goes from a 5-up to a 6-up. And that's a 3, so he takes his first wounds. So he is down to 3 wounds left.
And then I have my Captain has Abrasive Pistols, which is 2 attacks on 4s and 3s.
It's a 6 and a 2, so 1 hit.
3 to wound.
Re-rolling.
Yep. There it is, barely.
There we go.
-1.
Alright, so still at a 5-up, so let's see how this goes. No, 6-up.
Yep.
Because of Ren, so dang. Okay, so I go down to 2 wounds left.
And then my Pterodon over here is going to shoot his Bola at the Warlock. This is going to be a 4 to hit. If it hits, D6 wound rolls. Missed.
There it is. That's a 3.
Yep. So he missed. Great. So now we're going to go on to charges. My Pterodon Rider is going to attempt to charge. 7. That's going to be enough. And then my Knight Alpha is going to go ahead and charge.
Ooh.
That's a double 1. That's not going to do anything. So he's going to hang out. Neat. So that's going to be that, and we're going to go on to combat. So my Saurus Warrior Alpha is going to attack first, and he's going to swing at the Ogre. It's 2 attacks, 4s and 3s, and he gets to reroll the wound. That's 1 hit.
There's a 4. Reroll that.
That's a wound.
That's a wound.
So no rend?
No rend. So I've just got the regular 5-up save now. It's a 2. That's 1 more damage. I've got him down to 1 wound now.
And he has the Fearsome Jaws and Star Drake Shield. I need a 5. Wow, it hit.
Wow.
And then 4 to wound, and re-rolling to wound. That's cocked. And there's a wound.
There's a wound. All right. No
He needs
rend.
to save this. No rend.
I need to save this. I need a 5-up. Let's see. That's a 4. Oh, no. That's unfortunate. So there goes my Rat Ogre. Unfortunately, he was not fated for this world. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to this combat over here with my Warlock. He's got the Soul Sever Blade, so he's just going to automatically reroll wound rolls anyway. So it's going to be a 4 and a 3 going on to the Pterodon Rider. Let's see if it hits. No, it does not. That's a 2.
My Pterodon Rider gets to attack back because he swooped and charged this turn. He gets to reroll all hits and wounds.
Great.
So this is going to be 4s and 4s.
Okay. Wow.
3 hits. That's 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Alrighty. So 2 wounds at a no rend?
No rend.
No rend. So we got 2 wounds at a 5-up. Let's see. That's a 3 and a 1. So that's going to be 2 damage taken. I go from 5 to 3 wounds. Alrighty. But I do have my my Claw Leader, so he's going to go ahead and pile in 3 inches into your Alpha. And he's going to go ahead and do his attacks.
4s, rerolling to wounds?
Exactly. So let's see what we got. 4s, 1 and a 4, and a 4. That's 6.
And he's not Mystic Shielded anymore, so he gets a 5-up save. And that's a 3, so the Alpha will die.
Wonderful.
Wow.
All right.
Now, that is going to be combat for this turn.
Only lost 1.
So,
Skaven do not have to take their bravery.
and now we go on to Skaven, turn 3.
Wonderful. Alright, so here we are for Skaven turn 3. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Enchanted. Let's see how my Claw Leader does. 3 up, 2, so he's not going to be able to reroll to wounds anymore. And let's check my Warlock. That's a 1, so even though he's got the Soul Sever Blade, he's still going to be able to go ahead and reroll wounds.
It would have worked for your gun, though.
True. Unfortunate. So let's go ahead and go into the magic. I'm going to go ahead and do Warp Lightning again. We're going to go ahead and overcharge it. You're outside of 18 because you did move your Skink Star Priest. Attempting Warp Lightning on a 5-up. That's a 5. Alrighty. So it's overcharged. It's going to be D6 damage. I'm going to go ahead and nominate your Pterodon Rider for that D6 damage. Let's see how much. That's a 5. Super dead. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to my movement phase, so we will be right back, guys. Alright, so that was the movement phase for the Skaven. We just scurried around a little bit, so let's go ahead and see what we can do with shooting. We're going to just have my Warlock shoot at your Saurus Knight. It's at a 3-up, 4-up. So, that's a 2. Nope. He just shoots it in the air. So my Clan Rat, or my Fang Leader, Claw Leader, is going to go ahead and declare a charge. Let's see what we got here. That's 10 inches. Now he's going to go ahead and... yeah, let's charge this guy right here. Right there. Alright. Combat, we've got the Unpredictable Destruction. So on a 6-up, he gets +1 to his attack rolls. So that is a 3. Nope. Alright, so just the regular 2 attacks at 4-up, 4-up. With a... yes, just the regular attacks. That's 2 3s. Never mind.
So my Dwarven Captain gets to attack back. He does have the Brace of Pistols, which gives him 2 attacks on 4/4. Rerolling to wound. That's 1 hit.
1.
And that's a wound.
That's a wound. All right.
No rend.
No rend. So instead of a 6-up, I'm at a 5-up because it's a 1 damage attack. So wonderful. All right. That's that. So that is the end of Skaven, turn 3. So let's go ahead and move on to our initiative test. Let's see what we got. 4 and a 2. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take that into Skaven turn 4. Alright, so here we are with Skaven turn 4. We're going to go ahead and do the enchanted test. Let's see what we got. Come on a 3 up. And there we go. So I get to reroll wounds for my gun. So we're going to go ahead and do the Reserves of Courage. He's going to pop that flask and do some magic. I am going to just do a regular Warp Lightning, so that's going to go off on a 5+.
4+.
4+. I have to show 4+ for it to go off. And that is 4.
Cool. So you do have a casting of 5 though with your Cursed Tome, and I need to show a 6 to unbind. I am back within 18 inches.
Because I moved.
And that's an 8. So that's
fine.
payback from earlier.
Yes. All right. So we will be right back after this movement. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the shooting phase. I've got my Warlock pistol as per usual. So I'm going to go ahead and target... let's target your Swords Knight.
Okay.
So it's going to be a 4 up, 3 up, re-rolling wounds because he is enchanted. No, 3 up, 4 up. There we go. 3 up, 4 up, re-rolling wounds because he is enchanted. There we go, that's a hit. And a 4 to wound, that's a 6. Alright, so it is a -1 rend, but you don't care because you have a Drake Shield. Wonderful.
So that's a 5+.
Great!
And I saved it.
Wonderful. Alright, that's the end of Skaven turn 3.
Now we're going to go on to Order turn 4. All right, 4. Fortune is looking to favor the Order. So really quick, we're going to start off with enchanted rolls, starting over here.
Whoop.
So he is
That's
not
a 3.
enchanted. He is over here,
Okay.
and then my captain is as well. So just these two will get to reroll.
And you do
then my
have your
Swords
Swords
Knight
Knight
Alpha will get to reroll as well.
Okay.
So now we're going to, for my hero phase, I'm going to cast Crusader, rerolling charges for anyone that gets near it. And then for magic, I'm going to cast Arcane Bolt on a 5 up. So I got a 7, so he needs an 8.
All right, let's see what we got. Can I deny it? Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Is loaded 11. So no magic there, and we are going to go ahead and do some moving.
All right.
This is enchanted. Okay, so we did our movement phase. Everyone is just kind of collapsing in on the bearer, which is the Warlock, and we're going to do some shooting. What I'm first going to do is speed roll these guys, because he's within 8 inches and he's within 16. They have the same stats. This one I have to do separately because of the Serpent Staff. So that's 3 shots, and I need 4s and 3s with a -1 rend, rerolling to wound. That's 2 hits, and then 3s to wound. That's 2 wounds at a -1 rend.
So I'm from a 5 up to a 6 up. So let's see. I've got a cocked die and a 2. So that's a 4 and a 2. That's 2 wounds. I'm down to 1 wound.
Alright, let's see if the Last Thunder can poke him down. He's going to be on a 4-3, and then 6s will do double damage, which I maybe could have done first, but whatever. Rerolling to wound, and that's a hit. And he gets a 3. That's a wound.
All right, so -1 rend. I'm down to a 6, and things aren't looking good for Warlock Meek. Very bad for Warlock Meek. Unfortunately, he was shot down.
Okay, so that is going to be a table/cargo unmanned out in the open, which is going to be a major victory for the Interceptors, which was the Order. Peter, good game.
Awkward left handshake.
There it is. Now we are going to go ahead and do our rewards of battle, which we will show you in just a second, and then we'll go on to our closing thoughts.
All right.
Okay, so for achieving a major victory in the 3rd battle plan, I did get 10 renown to start off, and the winner of this scenario was able to randomly generate a new command ability, but if you want a major victory, you get to pick it. And I'm going to go ahead and pick my favorite one, which is Merciless Killer. Anybody within 6 inches of your Warlord adds 1 to your wound roll.
You kill better.
And then I also get to generate my rewards of battle roll, which is going to be 3d6. So let's see what we get. Oof, we got an 8, a 4, or a 6. 6 and 8 are Heroic Saga. So let's see what we get for 4, which is Healing Elixir. I get to heal D3 wounds in the next battle. So I think what I'm going to do is take the Heroic Saga, just because I'm kind of good at keeping my guy out of danger. It's going to come back to bite me in the butt, but let's get D3 extra renown for 1.
1.
So that's going to total, I had 1 left over, so now I have 12 to spend. So I have 10 plus 1 plus 1. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Peter gets for his rewards of battle.
This is going to be bad. Alright, so since I lost, unfortunately, that round, very unfortunate, I just roll my regular 2d6 and go ahead and just take it. So let's see what we get. We've got an 8, so that's going to be the usual Heroic Saga. So let's go ahead and roll a d3, see what we got. 1. Alright, so I've got 6 plus 1, I get 8 renown total.
7?
7. Math is hard, kids. Stay in school.
We will be back to show you our new warbands with the renown that we just earned and spent.
We'll be right back. Alright, so here is my updated warband. Not a lot was added. Basically just 1 clan rat, Bellchimer, and 1 storm vermin, a drum beater. So I just have the musicians, because of the Shadespire Campaign rules, or just these regular skirmish rules, as long as they're within 6 inches of their other unit friendlies, they get to go ahead and add 1 to charge moves and run moves. So hopefully this is going to help me a lot out in the next battle plan.
Okay, and now we are taking a look at the new and improved Order Warband. What you'll see we've added is 2 additional Saurus Knights for mobility and versatility, and a couple of Thunderers because they performed really well. And in the next couple of scenarios, I want to be able to pick off as many incoming rats as I possibly can. So figured that was the best way to go. So now, after we've added our warbands, we're going to go ahead and go to our closing thoughts and get ready for the next scenario. Alright guys, so that was the 3rd scenario of the Shadespire Campaign. We did see a victory for the Order.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll be trading off the whole round, but that's not good because that means that you'd be winning the last one. But we'll see. What are your thoughts?
It was just unfortunate. I was hoping that my Rat Ogre would do a little bit more. He kind of just sat there and got killed. But I did do a lot of good killing with my Warlock, which was nice. It's okay that I didn't get as much renown as I was hoping for. I was hoping to maybe get another Rat Ogre after this one, but because of the renown that I had to spend, I only had 11. So putting it off, saving it a little bit for later, that's going to give me another reroll. Hopefully this reroll works.
Yes.
No, the other reroll worked too. So hopefully this reroll works as well as the last one. But altogether, we just have to see where it goes after this one.
Yep. It was interesting the way it played out. I like that scenario a lot. You had to escape.
Yeah.
The Pterodon riders were cool because I was actually able to get pretty far behind you.
Very far.
And it was down to your Warlord just trying to book it, and Dice were really just
not having it. No, not at all.
I was just telling Peter that this is probably the best my Saurus Warrior Alpha's ever done.
Yeah.
He's usually just like sitting there going, hey. So we will see what happens in the next scenario. I will give you a sneak peek. It is called the Vortex of Power, and you can find a link to the next video over there, and that'll be up soon. We will be doing that, and as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the campaign itself, this video, or us, you can leave them below.
Like, why is he so tall?
There you go. Those are the questions. And do not forget to subscribe. Subscribing is good. It'll allow you to show when we have other stuff and when we start rolling out other content like other full Age of Sigmar battles and
eventually 40K.
40K 8th edition. And Peter knows a little thing or two about Wild West Exodus.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of stuff to cover on this channel. As always, Andrew.
Peter.
Once again, guys, thank you guys so much. We are Suburban Warfare, and we will see you next time.
Bye.